Larry Kudlow is director of the National Economic Council. He's with us from Washington. Larry Kudlow, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Larry, I'd like to start with that farmer from Illinois. He voted for President Trump, and he says this is a bailout, it's a pacifier, and it's a bailout he'd rather not have. What would you tell that farmer?
Well, listen, I'll tell him how much I like him. He's a patriot. And the watchword has been trade, not aid. And I think that's the case in the majority of places. Some places need some help. You know, those have been the reports from the USDA and so forth, Sonny Perdue. So what we put on the board is what I think is a temporary assistance measure. I don't think it's going to get near to $12 billion. I think that sums are going to be much lower. So nobody's really thrilled about this. We're just trying to protect American agriculture from some of the unfair trading practices.
Here's, of course, the criticism, which you've heard, but for those who haven't, and it's coming from conservatives, from the Wall Street Journal editorial page to a whole busload of Republicans. And the argument is that this is a fix to fix something that the administration created. The Wall Street Journal says the Trump administration is trying to fix an economic problem of its own making.
Well, I'm afraid, you know, my good friends at the Wall Street Journal editorial page, brothers, actually, and sisters. But look, you know, I would argue, don't blame President Trump. I've said this so often. The world trading system is broken. The WTO is broken. There's no reciprocity left. China is the worst offender, but not the only one around the world. Mr. Trump's trying to fix trading malpractice that goes back several decades. He's the first president to really stay with this, okay? Tariffs have gone up. Non-tariff barriers have gone up. Subsidies have gone up. There's no reciprocity, as I said. It's really quite unfair.
Larry,
so, look,
it's Trump. It's the president who's initiating these tariffs and putting these in place. I've followed you for a long time. You oppose tariffs. Your whole record is opposing this, of saying that they never intend to work and that they always turn out badly. What's changed?
May I just finish my point before, please? What I tried to say is that past presidents in both political parties have tried to fix the broken world trading system. China is the worst. All I'm saying is this is not of Mr. Trump's own making. This is something that Mr. Trump inherited. Very unfair trading practices. Look at his tweet last evening, something that we developed at the G7 and he said since then. He wants a new system to reform for free trade, but that means no tariffs, okay? No non-tariff barriers, no subsidies, level playing field, reciprocity. This is a very difficult task. Reform always is. There's a swamp for the world trading system, and he's trying to drain it. So I just, with respect, I understand the criticism from friends of mine. I do not think this is of his own making. I think he's trying to fix the system, and if he does, you're going to have even greater prosperity.
Larry, let me ask you a question that conservatives have this issue. They say there are always going to be problems, always systems that need to be fixed, always problems that presidents will inherit. And that conservatives, when they come into office, they don't intervene in the market. That's the whole reason they're conservatives. And so that when you intervene in the market using emergency measures that were not created to fix these kinds of problems, and then you have to fix the results of those emergency measures with more emergency measures that were not intended to fix these problems, that you've gotten way off the theme of the ideology that is supposed to be at the core of your belief system.
Well, look, I'm a conservative. I regard myself as a free market conservative. I regard myself as a free trade conservative. As I said before, Mr. Trump regards himself as a free trader. But what are you going to do? You've got to fix a broken system, which is very unfair, which is penalizing so much of the U.S. Exports around the world. We're the most competitive economy in the world. We've cut tax rates. We've rolled back regulations. We've unleashed energy. We're growing rapidly. I mean, you're going to get a GDP number on Friday that's going to be a very impressive number. Some people are in the 4 to 5% zone. All I'm saying is, we want trade to contribute to the prosperity. And by the way, not just the USA, all around the world. But the system has to be fixed. So, okay, no one is thrilled with subsidies. I get that, including myself. On the other hand, we need a backstop for our patriotic farmers who have been hurt. And if we can open up export market sales, they will absolutely crush it. They will send out ag exports all around the world, including China, lower trade balances, employ a lot of people. That's it. I'm just saying, give President Trump a chance to accomplish this very difficult task. Have some patience.
Well, Larry Kudlow, we all agree we want our farmers to crush it. So thank you so much for joining us. Glad to see you back.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you for that.
Take care.